Steve Post from Motor Racing Network, continuing on here from the Racing Electronics display at the PRI show, having a great time. And I'm going to talk to another one of our great young racers here. Caleb Gafrarar joins us here. Hey man, how are you?
Pretty good, how are you?
I am well. Okay, my first question to you is, there are hundreds and hundreds of young aspiring racers from Charlotte, North Carolina that all want to go NASCAR racing. You run sports cars. How did your path lead you to sports car racing and really open wheel road course racing, actually, more so?
I mean, I just always had the look at F1. I always liked NASCAR, but it just wasn't where I wanted to be. I wanted to be more on the open wheel side. I just always saw F1. I was like, that's what I want to do one day. And so I've done 12 years of go-karting, and it's led me up to USF 2000.
The USF 2000, you got a big ride. You made a big ride announcement here. But as you've done the go-kart path, what are some of the accomplishments, some of the memories, some of the things that kind of stand out of your go-karting career?
I'd say all the race wins and the championships. I mean, it's not easy, especially when it comes down to all the good competition. Going to Europe is probably where I learned the most in karting. It just taught me so much, and the racecraft over there is amazing.
So, what are again, I want to bring this Charlotte thing into it because, you know, when you're at Charlotte, you got all the NASCAR industry, you got Legends cars and everything, and Millbridge and everything else. What are the challenges? Is it just a distance thing to get to where you need to be as far as karting racing and even road course racing?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say a little bit. I mean, there was... In karting, I mean, yeah, we'd always go to Trackhouse Motorplex just to get into it and drive there a good bit, and then ended up going to, we just started traveling, going everywhere. It was just me and my dad going all around, and then it was, I joined a couple teams, and we just started going from track to track, so, and then it's just gone from there. So
yeah, no, it's fascinating. It really truly is, because it's so non-traditional from everything we expect. Okay, so we just talked about the big announcement, as a matter of fact, this week with Pabst Racing. Just kind of describe the race team and what this means for you on this next step of your career.
Oh, it's by far the best team on the grid. I mean, all the guys are super serious, and we love to have a good time. So I can't wait to see what 2025 brings. And
what does the schedule look like for 2025 race-wise? Where will you be at? What's the schedule look like?
We're starting out at St. Pete in, let's see, I'm pretty sure it's May, and we'll start there, and we'll work all the way through the year until I'm pretty sure about, I think it's August. And so I think we'll have a great season ahead of us, and just try to finish every race.
Now, I did reference this and mention it, and it was, again, this whole dynamic of you being from Charlotte and everything. You showed up out at the summer shootout in a Legends car, and I couldn't believe it. I think your dad had sent me a note that it's your first time on an oval track. What was your take on Legends racing at Charlotte?
I mean, it was pretty fun. I mean, my dad used to do it all the time, so I mean, I had to get my feet wet in it and see what it was like. I had a good time. I mean, it was just something completely different from what I'm used to. I think if I had a little bit more time in the car, I probably would have been a little bit better, but definitely had a good time.
The oval, though, there was no right-hand turns and there was no difference of them. That had to be interesting.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. I think I'd be just fine on a road course, but on the oval, compared to everybody else that had always done it, it was just a little bit odd. But other than that, it was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun, that's for sure. What's the trade show been like here, being at PRI? Just what's the process been like, and what you been doing here in Indy?
I mean, I just flew in this morning, came over here instantly, and just gonna go around and talk to as many people as I can.
That's exactly what it's all about. Well, Caleb, I'll tell you, it's cool. I've known your dad forever. I've mispronounced your dad's last name. I've mispronounced your last name. I've done it all. It's Gafrarar is what it is. But I'm so happy to see this journey go on for you, and we appreciate you joining us here at Racing Electronics.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Steve. Thank you for having me.
There we go, Caleb Gafrarar. And yeah, I'm going to bust on his dad a little bit here. Literally, I've struggled. I struggled with your dad's name, and literally you showed up at Summer Shootout, and I saw the name on my roster, and I'm horrified because I am 100% sure I'm going to get it wrong, and sure enough, I did. But your dad gave me a little tip with Farah, and our generation Farrah Fawcett, and so now I've got it right. So Gafrarar, it's good stuff. Great hanging out with you.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank you.
You got it. Caleb Gafrarar joining us here at the Racing Electronics display here in Indianapolis.